Cheese is an important part of unsustainable consumerism. Let's start with the integrate climate change measures into national policies, strategies, and planning. 25% of all issues related to global climate change can be attributed to the choices made about food and the choices we make about our daily diet. This is more important than all the cars on the planet. In fact, food produces about twice as many pollutants as cars. For global warming, we all know that beef and lamb are the worst foods we've ever eaten, and that cows and other dairy animals emit huge amounts of methane, which is about 25 times more damaging to the climate than carbon dioxide. Livestock farming consumes more land area than crops. For example, 80% of the Amazon rainforest is lost due to cattle farming. Meat and dairy products account for 14.5% of global greenhouse gas emissions, the same as all cars, heavy trucks, planes, and ships combined. So, have you previously realized that cheese, a byproduct of livestock farming, has this impact on the environment? Welcome to Cheese Paradise. Cheese is everywhere. Cheese can be found on the menu of almost every restaurant. Most people's favorite dishes in the UK contain cheese. Actually, cheese has a larger carbon footprint than poultry or even pork. Cheese makes up 8% of the greenhouse gas across the entire food network, which is ranked the fifth. There are many people who buy cheese instead of meat, but a lot of milk is needed to make cheese. In the production process, 1 kilogram of cheese may require up to 10 liters of milk. More than a third of all milk produced worldwide is turned into cheese. 80 to 95% of the greenhouse gas emissions from cheese come from the milk production process. Cheese sales in the UK soared last year, with retail data showing a 15% increase in volume and 17% in value. As the country stayed at home for much of 2020, 1.2 billion more cheese occasions were enjoyed in home, a 20% increase on 2019. Cheese is bought by 98% of UK households, with the average British eating 30 grams a day. People have a great love for cheese, and over 1,700 varieties of cheese are produced in UK. The production of British cheese is increasing every year. In 2020, approximately 474,000 metric tons of cheese were produced in the United Kingdom. Starting in 2014, production increased by over 474,000 tons and reached an all-time high in 2020. Therefore, the weekly expenditure on cheese by British households is also increasing. In 2019, an average of 45 pence per person per week was spent on cheddar cheese. The volume of cheese purchased per person per week has remained relatively steady in the period under consideration, with purchase levels of the various types varying. I made affinity mapping about cheese, the effect of cheese on the body, and how to change in the internet. At the same time, I have analyzed how to keep sustainable consumerism and sustainability in food systems. Cheese is widely considered as a difficult food choice to give up because of cheese addiction. Cheese happens to be addictive in two ways. Firstly, our brains have a preference in high-calorie foods because they have evolved and suffered a time from food shortage. The second occasion is caused by the content called casein, which is the main protein present in milk, the main ingredient of cheese. Research shows that a pound of Gouda contains about 10% of a low dose of morphine. One pizza usually has about half a pound of cheese on it. This is a pizza superfactory, which produces over 500 flavors of pizza, with over 400 pizzas a minute on the bricked production floor, and consumes over 10 tons of mozzarella cheese every day. Different types of cheese can have different degrees of environmental impact. Eat lower-fat cheeses and softer varieties of cheese, such as skim mozzarella, Gouda, and cottage cheese, which have less effect on the environment and your health. This is our per-person greenhouse gas emissions, all of which are caused through our own activities. Changing our diet to exclude high-emission foods has the potential to reduce it by 28%, by both reducing emissions and reforesting land. This is more effective than any other life change we could make. The food calculator has given me new ideas on how to change people's eating habits. Food Calculator assessed the effect of this food on climate warming greenhouse gas emissions and the amount of land and fresh water used across all stages of their production, including processing, packaging, and transportation, but excluding the cooking process. Every month, the mailbox is full of bills for water, heat, and the usual petrol consumption. How would the pollution caused by cheese change if the household's cheese purchases were combined with basic living bills? An app can help to record the cheese purchase and linking the shopping activities to the consumer's bill. Every month, the reduced number of cheese servings per month can be exchanged for equivalent emissions of petrol, heat, and water, according to the food calculator, and offset in the monthly bill, subsidized by the government to stakeholders. The aim of the app is to reduce the number of purchases of food containing cheese from 6 servings per week to 4 servings per week. Thanks for watching.